All I know is it feels really weird to have your balls hanging down each side of a fucking thong string, okay?
Okay. Oh man. Slow down a bit.
You're right.
Gonna say, oh, you like that maneuvering? Conk.
Yeah, no, it's the famous last words of my cockiness when it happens. You like that shit? Crash.
Crash.
Yeah, we loved that shit. Do it again.
This shit was amazing.
Oh, there it is.
Let's go. Where you going, huh? Think you can run for me?
What happened?
No, purple. Let's just leave it as B. I'm just a car. Don't worry about it. I'm just a car.
Oh, what the frick? Stop moving.
No, I can make this happen. Don't worry about it. I got this. This is my driving skills. This is how we tow in my country. In India.
Typical American driving.
Purple, please flip that.
Flare gun.
I don't think it works.
Oh!
Okay, it does.
Oh
it
shit,
works.
V! No.
Extinguish fire. I extinguished fire on myself. I think it worked. I died.
Oh, what?
The one time I use a fucking flare gun. Alongside the I'm a car clip. Don't worry about it, I'm a car. I'm not even mad. I mean, like, Brita's gonna Brita, you know? They can't get a grenade launcher, right? Expect them to get a flare gun, right?
Fucking flare gun's deadlier than the fucking grenade launcher.
Run.
Yeah, I just want it. Oh, it's fucking blocked off. You fucking Get away from me, fucking Wilbur! Huh? Ah! Fuck off! Please excuse my mini temper tantrum. It's a flying fish. For the follow, my friend. Welcome to the Church of the Lead Pipe. That's a zombie!
That's a zombie.
Oh, fuck off. 42 seconds left? Fuck you. Can somebody clip that? And what the fuck just happened there? Like that shot? We always find ourselves going down all sorts of funny little holes around here. I mean, if it'll work all the way up the baby's back, it'll work all the way up my ass crack. That is not a very functional fucking outhouse, okay? I would have some very sticky cheeks if I tried to use this one. So confused.
My senses have picked up something.
Fuck you.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Why don't you sit down and take a break, homie? You've earned it. Yep. The big one, the main one that helps the most is that PP. That didn't come out right. The other PP. And I can't eat my own fucking brownies. $50 points of damage to nearby enemy with each drum beat. Okay? I don't know how fast those beats are fucking going, but trust me, I can beat it really fast, okay? Don't read into that. We're like so fucking close, I want to just fucking play with it right now. No, I mean, okay. Don't read into that. So, I was gonna try and fucking just tank the tank, and it just didn't.
Dude. Yep, that hurt.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh god. Two takes.
Shit.
Two takes.
Oh, I'm so fucked! So fucked!
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about me. We ain't gonna make this one. It's fine.
Oh shit, come on, come on, come on.
Oh my god, you did it. How the fuck?
Yeah, I have a big butt, and I cannot lie. Oh god, I should never say that again. Honey, am I more beautiful than this girl? What do you say? Dad, this is my impression of the Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah! Oh my fucking god. Keep going, purple.
Brilliant.
Oh my god.
Brilliant.
Speaking of epic pickups. Nice blueberry. Congratulations, man. Purple put that in right at the end. I thought it was kind of cute with the whole Elmo thing and whatnot. I thought it was cute. It's like, yeah. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, theys and thems, my non-binary friends, as well as my sips from the crypts. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Welcome back to the Church of the Lead Pipe. I packed the first bowl, I've taken the first puff, I passed the ditch to the left, my friends. Our stoned congregation is now in session. How's everybody doing today? Y'all taking care of yourselves and staying out of trouble? Anybody do anything fun and exciting they want to talk about today? And I say it so well. I think I've rehearsed that a couple of times. Man, weed has, like, and its rep has gotten a lot better over the years. It's not as demonized as it used to be, but it's really gotten this unfair bad reputation over the years. And it all started with what the United States government did for its little study to prove that weed kills brain cells. Okay? It all boils down to this one little fucking study. And it wasn't even really a study, it was more of an inhumane experiment on monkeys. What the government did is they strapped a gas mask to a monkey and then pumped the smoke from 70-some fucking joints or fucking blunts or whatever from that era through that gas mask into that poor monkey. That monkey was inhaling literally pure 100% smoke, zero oxygen for 15 minutes or something along those lines. When you deprive the brain of oxygen for anything over 4 minutes, brain cells do start to die. Well, what they did is they measured the monkey's brain activity before the experiment, and then the monkey's brain activity after the experiment, and then they measured that there was a substantial loss of living brain cells from the experiment. And they associated it with the THC compound rather than asphyxiation. And so weed got that really unfair, this is your brain on weed, egg and frying pan thing. That's where it pretty much all fucking started. It was that little study. I would imagine the monkey was probably euthanized afterwards, because after 15 minutes of oxygen deprivation, that's some pretty severe brain damage. Now, that being said, because of that little study, I don't advise you hold your hits in like some of these guys are doing. You know, like when I first started smoking weed, it was like you gotta hold it as long as you can till you turn blue, and cough as hard as you can, and that's how you get high. No, that is not how you get high. That is how you cause brain damage, first off. And that's why you have, right now, a lot of these burnout stoners. I don't hold my hits. It's like I'm smoking a cigarette for me. I take the rip, and then I exhale. I don't hold it. There's no point. The THC compound is absorbed within the first few seconds of inhalation. Anything longer than that is detrimental to your body and the high, for that matter. Any higher feeling that you have from holding your breath like that is actually a dizzy, fuzzy feeling being caused by asphyxiation. Yeah, well, here, like I'll show you right now. Just like that. I still cough like a motherfucker. And I don't feel dizzy, which is the thing. When I was taught how to smoke weed, I was taught by a couple of guys that just wanted to get me fucked up, okay? I was totally taught by a couple of people who just wanted to get me fucked up. So, like, it was literally hold as long as I could. Yeah. I eventually figured out a lot of the myths and stuff when it comes to the demonization of weed. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but if any of you have Netflix, look up the State of the Union, the business behind getting high, I believe it is. Let me double check real quick. Let me double check. I might have the first half of that wrong. Oh no, it's called The Union. It's The Union, the business behind getting high. It's The Union. Yeah. Yeah, look that up. It was on Netflix at one point. I don't know if it's still there. Ah, shitty. But anyway, it talks about everything that revolves around why weed is illegal, at least here in the States, and what led up to it, including the experiment on the fucking monkeys. It covers pretty much everything. And when you watch that, and you realize the entire fucking war on weed is based on a 100% lie, And even furthermore, put this one step further, it was started solely for the purpose of political influence. During the Nixon administration, when we were at war with Vietnam, there was a lot of anti-Vietnam protesting going on. And as the United States Constitution is written as it is, you can't arrest people for protesting. But what they could do is they found out, or they figured out, that the vast majority of these people that were part of these protests, and their leaders specifically, were all potheads. And so what they did, weed has killed. There is 0 documented cases of marijuana overdose. 0. But what they did is, since they couldn't arrest the protesters, what they could do is they could make something that they were doing illegal and enforce it. Weed's been illegal for a long time, but it wasn't enforced until the establishment of the DEA. Okay? And this is in like the fucking 70s and shit. You're grasping at straws, Ingalls. So anyway, back to what I was going to say. So what they did is, since they couldn't arrest the protesters, they made what the protesters were doing illegal and enforceable. And so they arrested and demonized the protest leaders and whatnot, and started this whole campaign against drugs. And they just vilify people on the news over and over again every night. And once you arrest enough of these protesters for something else, all of a sudden you don't have a protest. It's a little bit deeper than that. And again, the union, the business behind getting high, explains it a lot better than I do. And it's a fun documentary, too. It's not just some boring, this is what happened, and then this happened, and then this led to this, and that led to that. And no, it's actually a really fun documentary. So, but I very highly recommend watching it. It makes a lot of things make sense. Oh, and can I just say, this song that's playing right now, this is the cutest fucking song. At first, you're thinking he's like singing about like somebody he can't get over, someone he's in love with, and it sounds like borderline stalkerish, right? And then it gets to the very end, and you realize, as soon as he says, "I miss you, Dad," you realize he's singing about his dad. What? Matt, thank you for gifting a sub to Lee. I appreciate you. You're fucking awesome. Yes, this is Atmosphere. Lee, enjoy your gifted sub courtesy of my brother. Yes, I appreciate you. I always appreciate you. Oh, I lost the game. ILTG. Nah, man, Atmosphere is fucking awesome. I'd never even heard of him until the wiki kind of explains it. Lee, hold on. So I discovered Atmosphere when I was working for the club. One of the entertainers danced to some of his work, but I really liked a lot of what I was hearing, and then I found out, like, we used to have a music festival here at the county fairgrounds called Soundset. That was all started by him, even though they don't do it anymore. That died with COVID. But yeah. And as for the game, the objective of the game is to not. It's as dumb as it sounds, yes. The objective of the game is to not think about the game, hear about the game, or talk about the game, because if you think about it, hear about it, or talk about it, you have to state out loud, I lost the game. Which then in turn causes everybody else to lose the game. It's a really annoying thing that I thought was really fucking stupid initially. And I didn't understand. And then I was sitting there watching TV or a YouTube video or something, and something made me think back to the conversation that I had with my homeboy when I was introduced to the game, the whole number 42 thing, which is an association thing that's specific to me. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the meme of my channel, unfortunately. It has ruined my life. Just go to the wiki. It explains it. I promise. You'll probably still be just as confused, but it still explains it. Take two. Action. Hey, I'm immune for 15 minutes now. Regional rules. I will say, though, the game, Lee, it has some regional rules. Kind of like Monopoly has house rules and stuff with, like, free parking and stuff. Like, due to the trolliness of the game, we have here in Minnesota, we've implemented a 15-minute immunity. Yeah, I saw that. So anyway, Lee, we have like 3 major memes of this channel. The Church of the Lead Pipe, or the Lead Pipe, if you will. We have the game, and then we have the number 42, which is actually tied to the game. COTLP. Yeah, you got it. The Church of the Lead Pipe. COTLP. That meme dates all the way back to my first year here on Twitch when I was streaming nothing but Project Zomboid. You there, Mr. Zombie, sir. Do you have a moment to speak about our Lord and Savior, Lead Pipe? Bonk. That's also the tag that you can search on YouTube to find any and every single video I've ever posted. Except for the things that I stupidly age restricted right away in the beginning. Those won't show up in the search. But all of my Empyrion stuff shows up. All of my Mountain Blade stuff shows up. And another game that I was playing shows up. I think some of my Project Zomboid stuff shows up still. I know, right? I really should. We should get Smallwood to, like, make one. Machine one for us. It doesn't even have to actually be lead. I would actually prefer it not be real lead. Thank you. Something that looks lead is fine. Oh yeah, as you can see, I've beached the ship for a little bit here. I jumped over here to Akua to set down on the planet to give Anjan a hand with some modifications to his CV. Gave him a couple positron turrets, plus we were trying to figure out some weird signal logic problems with motion sensor and some shutter doors that he was trying to use as hangar doors. Never did quite figure it out. I think he's just going to end up having to completely redo that hangar that he made. Well, so here's the deal is, like, we put the shutter doors on a motion sensor so that it would detect, you know, when he or his ship was fucking close and then open, right? And then as soon as you get out and then leave the fucking room or whatever, the doors are supposed to close, right? And it wouldn't work, it wouldn't work, it wouldn't work. And then I figured out that his ships weren't set to faction, and as soon as we set them to faction, the doors started working. And then we had to move his core, because his core was in a really bad spot, and he wanted to put a turret, or a laser drill where the core was. So we had to move his core. So as soon as we removed his core and placed his core somewhere else, the fucking doors stopped working again. So I don't know what the fuck. I bashed my head against my desk for like a solid fucking hour trying to figure out this signal logic. I don't understand. It was fucking working, and then we moved the fucking core. And now it just doesn't fucking work anymore. When I placed the core, I set it back to faction, though. That was the first thing I did. I know that. And then we redocked all of his ships, too. I'm fucking completely fucking confuzzled. Like, I have no fucking clue. I bashed, like, we got it fucking working. We had it fucking working. And then we moved that fucking core and it just stopped. And I'm like, huh? And I mean, maybe it'd be something stupid like a relog or something, or a playfield change that might fix that. I don't know. It might just be a glitch. Who the fuck knows? But we tried picking up the sensor and placing the sensor and redoing the fucking logic and redoing the fucking sensor range, and we redid this and we redid that, and we deconstructed the sensor and built a brand new one, and I fucking tried everything I could fucking think of. I probably have a permanent imprint on my forehead from where I bashed my head against the fucking corner of my desk a couple times. Okay? No, he's not on right now. I don't know where his ship is at the moment either. Yes! Honestly, I would just spawn you something. But he's not even on right now anyway. Either way. Like I said, I beached the ship here so I could give Anjan a hand, and then we got everything figured out except that signal logic. And to be honest, that is the exact reason I use a lever for my hangar doors and not a fucking motion sensor. Can I just say that? Fucking motion sensors, man. It's very endgame. Well, the thing is I'd have to have the blueprint to spawn it. So you'd be kind of stuck with whatever I have. Except for these red ones, because even as an admin, it won't let me spawn these red ones. I tried. The server says no. It just keeps telling me I have an illegal block, and it won't let me put it to the factory, it won't let me finish BP, it won't let me spawn BP, it won't let me fucking do anything with these fucking things, so I gave up. I don't even fucking care, honestly. Oh, is it SBP? Maybe that's why it's not working. Do I have to, like, type, like, the blueprint name too exactly or something? Because I know with finish BP, it just finishes it if it's in the factory. Yeah, I kind of gathered that. So what, do I just go into, like, the blueprint and then click on the one that I want? As an example, let's say I wanted to spawn a copy of my grinder. And then, what do I do? Like, just I bring up the console, I type just SBP? Oh. Oh, okay, because I see, yeah, because it does stay up. Okay. This is, I didn't realize this. Okay, this is why it wasn't working for me. I was trying to do it not in that window, and I thought it was like I had to have like the name of the fucking just yeah. Anyway, you already see what I was fucking doing wrong. I would still have to have the blueprint though. Yeah, your blueprints aren't on the workshop. You said I couldn't have them. See, I let people steal my shit all the time because my shit's just modified from other people's shit. I plagiarize things so fucking bad. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, that's not happening. It wasn't Empyrion, but I did a similar thing for somebody else in another game once. And the next thing I knew, my world was fucked. And I just don't do that no more, out of principle. Unless you have actual, like, access to the server files and whatnot and are, like, manipulating the server itself, I don't give admin access to anybody. Hi, Daisy! I didn't see you, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal, but I got a very bad PTSD from having a very fun world completely ruined. That is cool, and you are right, it doesn't help the PTSD. I like to trust people too easily, unfortunately. Anyway, so there's my new outpost. A little bit bigger than the other space outpost. It's got big hangar bays on both sides. It's no big deal. Anjan's not even going to be on for like 8 hours anyway. He just went to bed, so. I think he's probably just gonna switch it to a lever anyway. So, because that's what I do. I hate signal logic. I don't mind setting it up for like teleporters and stuff, but signal logic is just irritating. Oh, my veggies. I finally broke down and I installed hydroponic base. Because 108 farm plots is a lot of clicking to harvest. And I was like, you know, fuck that. But anyway, yeah. Garden up top with every crop type. Let's see what floor is. So we've got sleeping quarters on floor 2, med bay and hangar bays, and airlocks are on floor 3. The lounge is on floor 1, and engineering is way down at the bottom. Engineering's ugly. I got space to expand and add storage, and God knows what else if I need to. It's running on solar panels mostly. It's got 2 regular small generators and 1 advanced generator. Because I found out that turning on the furnace caused these small generators to almost explode. So I had to just kind of stick a generator somewhere. That's super shitty, Daisy. I detest getting called into work. I'm doing all right. It's another day. It's a new weed day. Refilled my jar. Spent a fair amount of time after stream this morning modifying this space station before I went to bed. Because I wanted to add the furnace and some other things to it. I didn't bother with a shield generator or anything because it's not necessary as I'm in a Polaris trade sector. And the best part, I'm like, kind of centralized. I'm like one jump from either trader space or pirate space. I'm like 2 or 3 jumps from Polaris. the only people that aren't convenient for me to get to are the colonists. And that's just because they're on the other side of Xerax space. Work is work. Wash dishes. You know. Work's work. I did a slight rework on the turret setup for the grinder too. And actually I'm probably gonna move these. I'm gonna swap this Imperial laser with this one here too, this particle beam cannon. Because yeah. Retrieve. Shields down, please. I need to swap these around. Because the particle beams are getting obstructed in my testing. Which makes them worthless if I can't get them to work. Do I get to name the stuff that I make? Yeah, I can. Like, the ship, the grinder, this was named the Bulwark. That was the original blueprint name, was the Bulwark. I obviously renamed it as Grinder, you know, because, well, at the time that I named it the Grinder, it was chewing up asteroids. So it's grinding rock. No, that's fine, Lee. Go ahead, answer questions. You're paying attention to chat more than I am and probably can answer faster than I can in some cases. Plus, you probably know substantially more about Reforged Eden, especially than I do. So I don't mind. But you can even go one step farther in the control panel. The device list. You can actually specifically name your turrets, too. You know, in case you want to keep track of which turret is where, for whatever reason. Like, some people like to take manual control of a turret, and it's nice to be able to look at the list and go, okay, that turret's on this side and blah, 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 blah. You know? But yeah, you can even rename the device in the device list. Yeah, and I can actually show you that show you that right now. Because I'm going to be going in here. And I can't name them yet, but as soon as I add them all to a group, add to group, anti-shields. And then now I can go in here and I can actually click on this and I can put in whatever name I want for it. Now, typically I don't name them because the AI control is way better at leading and taking shots than I am. Plus, I need to control the ship. And so if I'm manually controlling turrets, that means my ship is sitting still. So, really naming the turrets really only has the benefit of if you have people as, or real people as crew on your ship that are going to be taking control of those turrets while you're piloting. But as Spange said in a stream a while ago, there's really no incentive to do that in this game. There's literally zero incentive to build one ship with maybe a bunch of fighters and a crew. It's... Hey, me too! My jar's full. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, so one of the biggest downfalls of Empyrion, and it's because of it's a limitation of how Unity works. But when these ships are in motion, you have to be sitting in a seat. Otherwise, you fly through the ship. There's nothing that keeps you inside, in place with the ship while it's moving. There's no system for that. So when this ship is in motion, the entire crew has to be seated, which is boring as fuck. Yeah, you go into ghost mode, and you basically fly through the ship. The ship will clip right through you. I remember way back in the early days of Empyrion, you used to be able to get out of your pilot seat while the ship was still in motion. It was a slight oversight. And as soon as you got out of the pilot seat, all of a sudden your ship would just zip off. And you'd be left there floating in space. That was before the auto stop functions and all sorts of stuff. Now the ships are coded so that if the ship has no pilot, it will automatically go to a stop. Right? As far as player ships go. If the ship loses its core, it will go to a complete stop. But yeah, back in the day, it was, yep, nice knowing you, ship. But that was all back in the early access fucking oversight days. Back when there was like 3 planets, there was no galaxy. It was 3 planets, I think. It was either 3 or 4. Maybe it was 4. And there was an asteroid field in the middle that had like one of the resources that you needed. God damn it, I lost the game. Oh, that's right, Sathium. What did I run out of? Magnesium. No. Really? I actually ran out of magnesium? Balls. I haven't had to mine that shit in fucking forever. Well, I guess I know what I've got to go hunt down now. It's got a pretty rough learning curve, but they've got a lot of, kind of like Project Zomboid, they've got a lot of very customizable settings, so there's a lot of things that if you don't like it, you can change it. You know, like, you don't like CPU or weight and volume restrictions and shit, you can turn those off, which is what I do. If you think your food and your health, or your food and your water, or oxygen and endurance is draining too fast and shit, you can slow it down, or you could even turn it off if you wanted, you know, to completely take the survival aspect out of it if you wanted to. Yeah, there's so many fucking things you can change. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. And then if you're like one of those designer type people, like, there's a creative mode where you can design ships and stuff that you can then use in your single player game or even your multiplayer games. You save the blueprints and then just feed in the resources. I mean, this game, it's got stuff for the people who like to fight. It's got stuff for the people who like to build. It's got stuff for the people who like to color things. It's got stuff for stuff. It's got like there's so much to do in this game. And then if you add Reforged Eden on top of that, it changes a lot of the game to make a little bit more sense, even in some cases, most cases, and adds a whole lot more content. Whole lot more stuff and things to do. Different devices that you can go and find stuff to fucking make. And yeah, like there's always something to do. It's always something to do. Like right now, I have to go get fucking magnesium because my dumbass ran out. Oops. Close. To be fair, I haven't mined magnesium since, like, the first few days of the server. So I haven't, like, needed it for anything. Really, and I mined too much right away. And I finally now just worked through all of that. You know what, I'm just gonna jump somewhere safe to do this. Magnesium is one of those things you don't need a ton of it. That would have been probably like, this is stream number 21, so that was probably like within like the first 2 or 3 streams. Wait. I'm not supposed to go that way. I'm supposed to go that way. Oh, you're good. And yeah, it did last a good... I wasn't using anything that used it. It's kind of hard to go through it when you don't have anything that needs it. The only thing that uses it are my artillery turrets. Truth be told. Oh, crap. I put this away. Magnesium, please. Magnesium, please. Magnesium, please. No? No magnesium? Ah, there's magnesium here. Okay, cool. I'll just harvest these 2 rocks, and I should have more magnesium than I'm gonna fucking need for a while. Assassin's Creed's alright. Not, like, my favorite game in the world, but... or game series, I should say. That's fair. My whole thing with the Assassin's Creed franchise is the franchise is just, it's... just come up with a new franchise, please. It's just the same fucking story every game in a different era. Different characters, different colors. It's not really new. They just reskin it. Maybe add a new mechanic here and there that differentiates them from one game to the next. But otherwise, it's the same game. It's the same thing Call of Duty does. It's just not as obvious. That's my issue, is when these games start doing fucking Game 1, Game 2, Game 3. The 4th game in the fucking series. Blah, blah, blah. Like, there are very few games that are actually worth going beyond a 3rd game in the series. Very few. And to be honest, I can only think of one, and that's Yakuza. But even Yakuza suffers from the rinsing and repeating of storylines too, to a degree. It's just, again, not as obvious. It's always the same fucking story. It's just reskinned. Depends. Typically, the answer to that would be no. That's something that would be more for, like, TV series and shit. Like, I mean, maybe there might be a couple of games where there is an iconic character that really should have had his own storyline, but the number of games that actually do that, I don't feel it's deserved. Dishonored is a good example of that one. They didn't really have a spin-off series, but they had a DLC that was a different character other than Corvo or the Empress's daughter, or whatever the fuck her name was, Emily. I think you were playing Billy or something. I don't care about Billy. Like, who the fuck cares about Billy? I didn't even think the character was that cool to begin with. Just kind of just stuffed there. Mass Effect did a spin-off game, and it failed. It was called Andromeda. And we'll leave it at that. As far as Majima, I've got mixed opinions on that. You have to be really careful with that character when you put player interaction into it, because when player interaction is involved in an iconic character like that, you have canon problems. Huge canon problems. And all of a sudden your story doesn't make sense anymore, because that's not what most people did. Andromeda was supposed to be another game in the series, and it failed. That's why I call it a fucking spin-off, and that's a stretch of the fucking word. No, what Andromeda was is a cash grab. And the whole thing with Andromeda is I think they were trying to put like a multiplayer aspect to it that failed miserably. Because there were parts of the 3rd game in the series that were dependent on some of that multiplayer stuff if you didn't have the Legendary Edition. They scrapped a lot of that requirement later when they released the Legendary. Oh, I love Mass Effect. I don't agree with how it ended, But I love the game series. Love the game series. It's some pretty fucking deep like character building and shit with some of those characters. And you just learn to like certain characters too, like, you know, Edie and whatnot. Her character development throughout the last 2 games of the franchise is just fucking phenomenal. I mean, admittedly, her relationship with Joker is a little bit weird, but I've seen stranger things just in 2020, 1 and 2 and 3, that I really don't question it so much now. Yep. That's a fair assessment, Lee. Oh, the Krogan? Those guys were cool. For a Klingon-like race, they had some pretty fucking awesome lore and whatnot. And I actually really feel for them. I really feel for them. Because they were utilized as a tool to eliminate an enemy, and then they were systematically wiped out, more or less, through genetic warfare and whatnot, we'll call it. We'll call it straight up war crimes. Okay? Like, the Krog, man, what was done to the Krogan is just absolutely fucking disgusting. All of them fucking council races that had a hand in that fucking should be ashamed of themselves. And what's even fucking more dumb is, despite all of the fucking shit the Krogan went through, they still didn't have a seat on the fucking council to represent their people. Hey, how's it going, Purple? How are you? It's good to see you. I totally forgot about Left 4 Dead. I totally fucking forgot. I'm surprised Matt didn't say anything when he was in here before. Where's this other mech? Oh, it's over there. You know, I need that too, though. Wasn't the Blood Pack one of the mercenary groups, though? If I remember right? I can't remember. Oh, you were at the grocery store? Gotcha. This explains why you weren't around to remind me. Because my brain totally fucking squirreled. I got into helping Anjan before stream make some modifications to his CV that were really frustrating. And I completely forgot. Andromeda was fucking terrible. It kind of is. But I'm the one that said it first, so... Can't exactly ban the streamer. Andromeda. Dead Space 3 at least had some lore to it that closes off the game series. As games, I didn't have a lot of love for Dead Space. But as far as something to watch somebody play for the story, Dead Space was great. Admittedly, like all franchises, the third game did kind of start getting a little duh. But god damn it, I lost the game. Yeah, at least Dead Space 3 was kind of fun. I don't know. I didn't play it. I just watched it for the story. I got engrossed in it with the first two Let's Plays that I had watched, and I was like, I'm gonna finish this off. Top 3 games or franchises? Oh, Lord. Yakuza is right at the top there. The whole franchise. The only one I didn't really like was probably fucking that one with Ichiban. Telltale series, Walking Dead games, Borderlands. Alright, I've got to cut the stream, though. So it's going to take me a minute here. And I'm just going to have to upload 2 VODs in the morning. Just for 2 seconds. Don't leave the chat. I'll be right back. I can't cut video out of my streams. I can't edit because the softwares that I have access to suck ass. One scammed me out of a bunch of money off of my fucking PayPal. So I just fucking don't do it that way anymore. Buy the software. Oh, you can't do this until you fucking have this plugin. You buy the plugin's fucking $50 a fucking month. Fuck you. So. Alright, I will be right back, guys.